我们男人从来不会去纠结爱不爱的。
Women never get hung up on whether we love someone or not. In fact, in a man's mind, there is no such thing as love or no love. There are only interests, needs, and value. Whoever has value to us, whoever can satisfy our needs, that is who we will choose to be with. You ask between us, who is more realistic? Many say that women are realistic, but actually for many of you girls, being realistic is just lip service, just a framework you set for yourselves, whereas a man's realism is hidden deep inside. We men choose to seek out women because of physical needs. What kind of woman do we look for? This is determined by our own conditions. If we have no money, we will consider women who are relatively cheap, easy to deceive, love-starved, easy to coax, those love-struck women. Then, when we have money, we will consider finding women we actually like whose appearance or personality is relatively good. Many people say we men don't understand romance. Actually, you are wrong. In our eyes, what is romance? Romance requires spending money. It requires a certain economic foundation. So, if we are not romantic towards you, it shows that you are not important in our hearts. Only when we men truly fall in love with a woman are we willing to create romance, to continuously provide economic value to make you happy. If a man hasn't truly fallen in love with a woman, perhaps after 3 or 4 months of dating, we will start reducing our investment in you, or stop all giving altogether. A man's love is directly proportional to the money spent, the time invested, and the sunk costs. When we don't want to give anymore, that has already given you a very clear answer. I'm tired of you now. You are not that important to me, and possibly, I don't even like you anymore. So, when we don't like a woman but still want to pursue her, what do? We start painting a big picture, making empty promises. For you, it is definitely painting a picture. Why? Because more than 90% of women really love it when we paint these pictures for you. The cakes men paint taste delicious, don't they? So, when you women bring up material demands and we don't want to pay, what do? We plead poverty. We will say money is hard to earn right now. Business is tough, right? There are a lot of bad debts out there we can't collect, etc., etc. There will be all sorts of reasons. This is just to prevent you from making these demands so that we can righteously refuse you. That's just how it is. Often at this point, someone will ask, so when you men are tired of playing or don't want to continue, will you directly dump the woman? I tell you no. Why not? Because when we men don't like or love a woman, we want to keep her on the hook. Why? Because later, when you're useful, we can simply open our mouths and contact you directly again. That's how it is. There is another situation where we will make you initiate the breakup. How do we make you break up? We start using cold violence, the silent treatment, on you, being hot and cold, having a bad attitude, using all sorts of behaviors to make you feel dissatisfied and angry. When you can no longer tolerate this behavior, you will propose a breakup to us. And at this moment, we logically replace you, swap you out. And at this time, we have a persona. What persona? That I am not wrong. The one who is wrong is you, okay? Is you who wants to break up with me, not me wanting to break up. It is you being unreasonable, you who doesn't understand others. You are not good enough, not gentle enough, not considerate enough. Everything is your fault. And we men just need to maintain a good persona, which is pretending to be the victim. You abandoned me, not the other way around. We belong to the victimized side, and then we replace you. We get a new lover, do whatever we want. One day, when we find that being with a new lover isn't happy, or we don't get along, or the cost of a new lover is too high and we can't accept it, at that time, we will look back and think, you were still cheaper, you were easier to coax, you were more reliable. Then, I come back to find you again. That is the process. What is the reason some men come back? Is it because they love you? Is it because they can't forget you? No, it's because they think you're cheap and want to come back to use you for free. Like the saying goes, a cat has 9 lives. Those who should come back will come back. If he comes back to find you after more than half a year, he is definitely a loser. If you agree to take him back, you are also a loser.
And before we continue, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video from. Connecting with viewers from all around the world is a huge inspiration for us. Thank you so much.
Today we have a very down-to-earth local girl from Chengdu with us. Please say hello to everyone and give a brief self-introduction. Hello everyone. I was born in 1997. I currently work at a public institution in Jinyo District. My social circle is actually quite simple. Every day is just a 2-point routine between work and home, so my life is a bit monotonous. What is your greatest expectation for a relationship? Sincerity for sincerity, I suppose. Because I'm not very good at talking and don't really know how to express myself, I hope that in the future, the two of us can discuss things together when issues arise and be understanding of each other. I think that would be great. Do you have a specific profile for your ideal other half? I hope he is preferably a Chengdu local, or that his work focus is here, or it would be even better if he can settle down here. Do you have any specific requirements regarding his age? 3 to 5 years older or younger than me is fine, older or younger works. What about height? Above 178 centimeters would be best. Do you have any requirements for his education? A bachelor's degree or above. Now I'll ask a very realistic question. Do you have any specific requirements regarding the guy's income? Actually, my material requirements aren't particularly high. As long as he has ambition, has his own pursuits in his work, and can provide us with a relatively stable living environment in the future, I think that is the most important thing. Do you have any mandatory requirements regarding a car and a house? I think for a guy, he should at least have an apartment because if two people are aiming for a long-term life together, he needs to at least have a stable home. Do you have any specific requirements for the guy's looks? I think being pleasant to the eye is more important than having high-end good looks.
一位42岁的未婚姑娘今天来找我。
Today, a 42-year-old woman I know from Weibo came to see me. She finally came back. Her standards aren't high anymore, but she still can't find anyone. I've known her since the day I started this matchmaking business. That's 12 to 13 years ago, when she was only about 28. Honestly, when she was young, she was top tier. Worked at a bank, owned an apartment and a car. Both parents were on the state payroll, 170 centimeters tall, great figure, and most importantly, super elegant. Every time I held a matchmaking event, she was the center of attention. Guys who wanted to meet her could line up down the whole street. Back then, she really had the capital to be picky. All her exes were civil servants or successful professionals from good families, but she just refused to settle down. Every relationship lasted less than 6 months before it ended. Today, she suddenly showed up with a basket of fruit, and I got nervous. I was terrified she'd ask me to find her someone again. I once swore to my colleagues that I'd never take on single women over 35 anymore. She said that before 30, her parents were just as picky as she was. They had only 2 targets, either a high-ranking government official or a guy who earned millions of yuan a year, over 140,000 US dollars, and could give her a worry-free life. She did date 2 civil servants when she was younger, but she was extremely high maintenance, always demanding to be spoiled and given emotional value, expecting gifts, constant attention, fancy holiday presents, and throwing tantrums at the slightest dissatisfaction. She'd consumed way too much toxic relationship content online and had become incredibly self-centered. Eventually, no matter how much the guys liked her at first, they couldn't stand her personality. And since they weren't short of options themselves, they all left. Time flew, she passed 30, and her dating pool plummeted in both quantity and quality, but neither she nor her parents thought the problem was with her. They still believed she deserved the very best. Instead of lowering her standards, they actually raised them even higher because she's already over 30. If she marries badly now, relatives will laugh at us. She dated a foreign company executive and dumped him because he was boring, only knew how to work like a block of wood. Then she dated a rich second-generation guy who was smooth and loaded, but he changed girlfriends every month. And so on until she hit 35. Colleagues who used to urge her to get married stopped mentioning it. She even became the cautionary tale behind her back. Hurry up and find someone. Don't end up like her, still single at that age. Once she got sick and had surgery, the doctor said her constitution was weak, and if she didn't have a child soon, after 40, it would be nearly impossible. That triggered fertility anxiety. She thought, even if love doesn't work out, at least have a kid. She's an only child and didn't want to die without descendants. But life has a way of torturing you when you're desperate. She didn't want divorced guys, and there were basically no good single men left at her age. After 2 empty years, relatives finally introduced her to a 48-year-old overseas-educated company executive, divorced, no kids, earning over $1 million RMB a year, approximate $140,000. Only when she heard those conditions did she agree to meet him. Less than 6 months in, she discovered his parents were both over 80 and one had been bedridden for years. She got scared of having to care for elderly in-laws right after marriage. Then came the bride price talk. She asked for 300,000 renminbi, approximate $42,000. He offered only 100,000 renminbi, approximate $14,000. She felt he was too stingy, weighed the pros and cons, and broke up again. Before she knew it, she was 40. She went to freeze her eggs by herself, thinking she'd take her time. Then last year her father was diagnosed with late-stage cancer. As the only child, she shouldered everything alone. The pressure was enormous. Her parents just wanted her to settle down soon so they could rest easy. Only now did she regret it. Being single used to feel free and great, but now all her friends are married and can't hang out anymore. The loneliness is crushing, especially when you're sick and have no one. It's truly unbearable. She started asking everyone around her to introduce anyone. Divorced guys were fine now. Even average conditions were acceptable. But the tables had turned. Decent divorced men heard 42 and never married and ran away, immediately assuming there must be something wrong with her personality. They'd rather marry a divorced woman without kids than take the risk with her. Today when she came to me, it was mostly to chat, talk about the current marriage market, and see if I knew anyone suitable. Her requirements really are low now. Divorced is okay, just responsible, local, and owns an apartment. But whether she'll actually accept that level when push comes to shove, nobody knows. I told her I'd recommend someone if a good match comes up. She politely thanked me. She's really lost that arrogant edge she used to have. I'm telling you this story to remind everyone. Everyone has a golden window for marriage, and it's limited. Whether male or female, before 28 you always have the most and best options. The longer you wait, the faster and steeper the drop, both in quantity and quality. Career and love are not mutually exclusive. Don't keep thinking you'll date only after you're financially stable or rich. Most of us are ordinary people. When you meet someone decent, just get married. You'll realize that at 20 you have the highest chance of finding pure love, where nobody calculates anything. After 25, most people start weighing benefits and material conditions. After 30, it gets even more pragmatic. Car, house, career, even whether your parents have pensions or come from the countryside will be scrutinized. The ones who demand sky-high bride prices are almost always no longer young. So if you meet someone whose conditions match yours, who has good character and doesn't ask for the moon, date them. If it works out, great. If not, at least you gain experience. People who have never been in love before are also at a huge disadvantage in the marriage market. That's all.
Bye.
结婚3年，我第一次给前夫打电话。
3 years after the divorce, I called my ex-husband for the first time, and his reaction made me cry uncontrollably. Today, I stood on the balcony clutching my phone for half an hour, my finger pressing the screen repeatedly before finally dialing that number etched in my heart. This was the first time in the 3 years since our divorce that I called him about the children. The moment the call connected, I heard the sound of keyboard typing from his end, followed by a voice that was familiar, yet carried a sense of alienation. He said, "Any instructions, boss?" I used to jokingly call him CEO Lee. I didn't expect that after the divorce, this title would become a polite distance between us. My throat tightened, and clutching the corner of my shirt, I said very quietly, "The kids are about to start school, and the expenses are getting higher. I lost my job a while ago due to some issues, and all my savings are gone. I've found a new job now, but the salary simply isn't enough. I know you send me child support every month, but I really have no other way." Before I could even finish speaking, a transfer notification suddenly popped up on my phone. 30,000 renminbi, approximate 4,140 US dollars. Immediately after, his voice came through. The children belong to both of us. I should pay this money. He paused and added, back then, you insisted on fighting for custody. I know you were worried that a man like me raising 2 kids alone wouldn't find anyone willing to be with him, and you were afraid I wouldn't know how to cook and would let the kids suffer. You've suffered these past years. I know it in my heart. I gripped the phone tightly, tears instantly reddening my eyes and falling onto the balcony tiles. When we divorced, I made a huge scene, always blaming him for working overtime every day, blaming him for forgetting our wedding anniversary, blaming him for prioritizing work over family. I even shouted at him at the Civil Affairs Bureau in trance, I never want to see you again in this lifetime. Yet he actually remembered the little thoughts hidden behind my tough insistence on keeping the children. Before I could speak, another transfer popped up, 20,000 renminbi, approximate 2,760 US dollars. His voice softened. Buy those snacks you used to love, and go out for hot pot occasionally. Raising the kids alone these years, money must have been tight. Take this money, buy some good food for you and the kids, and buy yourself some clothes too. Don't always shortchange yourself. This sentence completely pierced through all my disguises, and my tears fell uncontrollably. I choked back sobs and said, it was all my fault before. I never understood you. You worked so hard outside to earn money every day, yet I fought with you daily. Now I know how hard it is to support a family. I really regret it, but I couldn't bring myself to say it. How have you been these years alone? Have you found someone who doesn't make you angry? He was silent for a few seconds, then said he hadn't planned to look for anyone after the divorce, but every time he returned to the empty house, his heart felt empty. Thinking of what happened last night, I felt even worse. The children have reached their rebellious phase. At 10 p.m., they were still playing on their phones. When I scolded them, they threw their phones directly on the floor. In my anger, I slapped them, and they both cried, asking for their dad. I wiped my tears, sniffled, and said with a trembling voice, I used to think that after divorce, I could live the life I wanted. But now I know that the children are the most pitiful. They are silent at school, and the teacher wants to talk to me every day. I have to work and take care of the kids. I really can't hold on much longer. My parents also say I was confused, and that I lost such a good man like you. By this point, I was sobbing so hard I couldn't speak. I blamed myself for being too willful back then and having to taste the bitterness of a divorced woman raising kids. There was a long silence on the phone, and then suddenly his serious voice came through. We have both lived very bitterly, and the children need a complete home. Why don't you come back? Let's give each other a chance. Let's live a good life, never separate again as a family, understand each other, and manage this family well. If you agree, I'll come to pick you all up right now. I nodded almost immediately. My tears were still flowing, but the corners of my mouth couldn't help but turn up. I said, I agree. After hanging up, I looked at the 2 children doing homework in the living room and suddenly felt a sense of peace in my heart. I used to think divorce was a release, but later, being alone, I slowly understood that a good marriage isn't about not quarreling, but about being willing to turn back for the sake of the children and for each other after the quarrel, to hold hands once again. I hope all couples who separated due to a moment of impulse can think more about their children and the beautiful times they once had. Sometimes, giving each other another chance is giving the children a complete home. All right, friends, the story ends here. This was a family that divorced on impulse, and fortunately, their ending was considered perfect. But in real life, there are many couples who, after divorcing, may not necessarily have such a perfect ending. However, in every family, it is inevitable to have happy or unhappy moments. I just hope you don't make decisions on impulse and end up regretting it.
我跟你们说，现在真的就好多女生都是
Let me tell you, nowadays, really, a lot of girls have been brainwashed by online rhetoric to the point where they don't even know their own last names anymore. They constantly feel that getting married means suffering a huge grievance and that having a child is just doing it for the man. Then, as soon as they think about the 10 months of hard pregnancy and the pain of giving birth to a child who takes someone else's surname, they feel they have lost out terribly. After marriage, they look down on men in every way. Let's think about this for a moment. Suppose this man gives up everything, stops caring and providing, and even lets the child take your surname. Ask yourself honestly, can you hold this family together? Can you shoulder this heavy burden? First, ask yourself, is your physical strength up to it? Is your intelligence up to it? Is your energy up to it? Facts over thousands of years have proven that the top elites in almost every industry are mostly men. Are there female elites? Absolutely, but they are indeed fewer. Because speaking of men, from protecting the country on a large scale to dealing with food, clothing, housing, and transportation, the daily necessities, on a small scale, what isn't done by men? Have you seen those videos online? A baby is playing in a mirror, and the mirror falls. Before the mother can even scream, the father has already rushed in. Some women feel that just because they are slightly better off, just because their economic situation is slightly independent, they don't know the height of the sky or the depth of the earth. They think, how should I put it, that just by watching a few short videos, they have thoroughly understood the world. They start acting out, making waves, suppressing men, making things difficult for men, looking down on them in various ways, and euphemistically claiming, I'm doing just fine on my own. Then, regarding men, they are picky and make all sorts of unreasonable demands. Seriously, that emotional chicken soup carefully brewed for you by Capital and those ill-intentioned relationship bloggers, can you stomach it? Don't you have a mind of your own? After drinking it, you start getting dizzy and spend all day figuring out how to oppose men, figuring out how to flip the table on men. I'm telling you seriously, if you really push it to the day when the man also flips the table, I tell you, the one who suffers will still be the woman. The wisdom of our ancestors spanning thousands of years cannot be overturned by just a few words from your lips. To speak from the heart, a woman should still have a stable home and a man walking side by side with her. That is happiness. Stop putting on such airs, stop acting up blindly, and let go of that inflated self-worth in your heart. Listen less to those misleading remarks. Listen less to those crooked and evil things. Don't focus all your thoughts on how to squeeze this man dry, how to hollow him out. Be realistic and see clearly how much you are actually worth. Sometimes I tell a lot of stories, but they are indeed things that truly exist. My words may not be pleasant to hear, but I am truly thinking for your sake. I don't want a day to come when you are battered and bruised, hitting a brick wall, crying out to heaven and earth with no response, and when you look back, that once reliable man has already walked far away. There is no need for that. Good days are created by two people working hard and struggling together. It's not about you marrying him, waiting to harvest the fruits of his victory, and then shamelessly saying, I gave birth to several children for you. Really, if you feel so aggrieved, we don't have to give birth.
二婚加二婚，彼此都有孩子。
A second marriage plus a second marriage where both parties have children, can it really work out well? Sisters, let me tell you, I am 41 years old this year. I have been in my second marriage for 10 years, almost 11 years now. My husband brought a daughter who is 2 years older than my son. She is already 22 this year, and my son is 20. After we got married, we had a daughter together, and my daughter is already in elementary school this year. Many sisters often ask me, Sister, how is your marriage going? How is it? Because there are many people in our situation nowadays. What I want to tell you, sisters, is that our marriage is neither good nor bad. How should I put it, sisters? First, we are relatively poor. I have to admit that we are still in debt even now. Basically, our life has never crawled out of this poverty. And then, what is the second point? The second point is that in this marriage you can give more, but if you give less, If there are places where you should contribute, for example, his child needs money, his parents need money, you have to compromise first and pay first. If you don't pay, this marriage will fall apart. Let me tell you, a good marriage, whether it's a first or second one, requires meeting a fool. You have to meet a fool. Without a fool to maneuver things inside, how can this family survive? If both people are monkey smart, shrewd, and everyone calculates for themselves, can it work? No. All the good marriages you see, I tell you, must have a fool. To be honest, the fool in our family is me. On the surface, it looks like I say a lot and do a lot, as if I am the one who is articulate, while my husband looks like the honest, dutiful type who doesn't speak much. I tell you, my husband is very. His own bottom line cannot be trampled on by you, while my bottom line is trampled on again and again. Really, sisters, you must remember this. No matter which marriage you are in, you absolutely must not hold any expectations or hope for the other party. Don't think that just because when you got married you didn't ask for a house, didn't ask for a car, didn't ask for a bride price, didn't ask for the 3 golds, jewelry sets, didn't ask for anything, do you think the other party will feel grateful to you? Impossible. I have tested it for you. This fool, when I married my husband, he was poor and destitute. We got married while in debt. I deserve it. I know when I say this, you will say I deserve it. I do deserve it. I even want to slap myself twice. At that time, I didn't ask for a house, a car, a bride price, or a wedding. I didn't even have a wedding photo. I didn't even buy a proper outfit when I got married. I accommodated him so much, and for what? So what if it's my second marriage? Do I not deserve to have these things just because it's a second marriage? Right? I thought that what I exchanged for this would be my husband's endless accommodation, patience, and tolerance for me in the future. And the result? Let me tell you, sisters, he still plans every step carefully, builds camps at every step, planning everywhere for his own children and his own parents. When his child needs to go to school, what happens? You have to pay this money. If you don't pay, it means you don't want to live this life anymore, that you are not a good person, that you are comparing too much, and so on. So don't criticize me about how I was or what happened with my own child back then. It was because my child's father was taking care of him. My ability was limited at that time. If I had money, would I have ignored my own child? Right? So, actually, I later discussed this matter with my husband. I said, well, I argued with him, that's not called discussing. I said, my son also needs to pay tuition. And then, I said, you figure it out what to do. And then? He didn't say he wouldn't help, but later he blurted out a sentence. He said, I dare not give/invest because I am afraid that after I give, there will be no result. Really, sisters, my heart went very, very cold because of that sentence. I shouldn't be saying these things to outsiders, but so what? I am not afraid that my giving will have no result. I am not afraid that, after I support them for a few years, I will end up with nothing? Then why did I do it? Why can't you do it? Really, at that time he said he just said it casually, but do you believe it? I really don't believe it. That sentence stabbed my heart. I was thinking really regarding second marriages. I tell you, sisters, turn a blind eye, open one eye, close one eye. As long as you are currently in a second marriage life, remember this. Just turn a blind eye. Sort yourself out, ensure you have a stable income, treat your own children a bit better. For other people's children, just doing enough to satisfy your conscience is fine, that's enough. Divorce or not, in middle age is no longer that important, no longer that important. You say you divorce, what problem can you solve? You can't solve any problem. People, right, they all hope to have a companion by their side. No matter what, as long as this person isn't trashy enough to abuse you domestically, isn't trashy enough to gamble. As for other matters, let's just pretend we are blind. Let's just be blind, live on, and that's it. Why do I say that? In recent years, I rarely think about these things. Today, I don't know why, I swiped onto some video, and I suddenly wanted to chat with you about my second marriage life. Don't yearn too much for a second marriage. Actually, I'm not telling you that you can't remarry, you can. There are second marriages that go well, but most of the ones that go well are also just on the surface, just on the surface. Truly inside, everyone has a little abacus calculation. Everyone does. It is a balance scale, especially when both have children. It must be balanced. If it's unbalanced, the party who suffers a loss might accept it occasionally, but if they always suffer losses in the marriage, I tell you, anyone's heart will become unbalanced. Once they are unbalanced, conflicts will arise between you, right? So what to do then? If you are the party suffering the loss, you should strive to make it up to yourself. You can earn more money yourself, right? Buy more things you like for yourself, learn more, grow more, and enrich your inner self. Do whatever you want to do. Apart from that pile of household chores and the responsibilities you must fulfill, for the rest of the time, do whatever you want. Go satisfy yourself. Don't expect the other party to celebrate your birthday, buy you a gift, or buy you something today. I found that many sisters have an obsession with gold bracelets or whatever. I often see videos saying that a woman's lifelong obsession with a gold bracelet makes men think this woman is really superficial, really materialistic, just wanting a gold bracelet. But what we women see is not that layer of meaning. Are we just in it for a gold bracelet? Right? What we want is our importance in this person's heart, that this person can treat me in a way that makes me feel warm. Right? Isn't that so, sisters? Is what we care about merely that gold bracelet? If we cared about that gold bracelet, why go through all this trouble? We could just go find someone who can afford a gold bracelet, have him give us one, and marry him. The level men understand is different from what we understand. So sisters, at any time, treat yourself well, treat your children well, and your parents well. Remember, when you are with a man, no matter how good this man is to you, the most important people in his heart are his children and his parents, definitely not you. Never harbor any illusions. I used to think that way. I thought I gave so much for you, accommodated so much, asked for nothing, so I must be the most important in your life. I have to be the most important. The result? I was too silly. I have walked these paths. You absolutely must not walk them again. Don't harbor illusions anymore. I tell you, sober up a bit. Buy whatever you want yourself. I am like this now. I buy whatever I want myself. My husband sometimes sees me wearing a new piece of jewelry and asks, "When did you buy that?" I say, "I bought it the other day." I can't count on you. If I don't buy it myself, will you buy it? Right? So, many times we have to be like this, have an independent career. This is the foundation. If you don't have an income, everything you say is nonsense. If you still count on others to support you with your palms facing up begging, everything you say is useless. You can't be strong, you can't have backbone. So, I always advocate that we sisters must be financially independent, With financial independence, you can do many things you want to do. I won't say specifically what things, you can think about it slowly yourself, okay? So, second marriage is just like that. Okay, sisters, no matter what, having a companion by your side is good.
大龄单身女其实怪可怜的。
Older single women are actually quite pitiable. Nowadays, there are over 100 million single women in China, and these women have been killed with kindness, overpraised to their detriment, by capital forces. Especially the older single women, they are nothing more than pathetic creatures living under the labels created by capital. What are these capital labels? For instance, a regular woman is already in her 30s, yet she is still addressed as a little fairy, whereas a male in the same condition is called a poor loser, jiaoxi. How can a poor loser possibly compete with a little fairy? Consequently, you get situations where a woman earning a monthly salary of 3,000 renminbi, approximate $415, looks down on a man earning 10,000 renminbi, approximate $1,380. When the brainwashing power of the little fairy title starts to weaken, capital switches to another method. They vigorously publicize that there are over 30 million more men than women in China, using this data to amplify women's thoughts of defying gravity. There are so many men, so just wait a bit longer. The ones around me are too average. I am so excellent. I must find a man who provides for me, spoils me, and loves me. They wait and wait until they are 35, still not having found their desired Prince Charming. Just when they start to self-reflect, boom, a group of divorced older aunties enters the scene. They use themselves as examples, recounting their personal experiences to say that marriage is a shackle for women, and if I could choose again, I definitely wouldn't get married. What follows is a heap of accusations against marriage and men. My God, these older aunties are actually victims of capital too. Originally, the marriage was fine, but after getting married, staying home to watch the kids left them too idle. With nothing to do, they consumed some toxic chicken soup, toxic advice online, and then in real life they started nitpicking everything. Through repeated unreasonable tantrums, they ruined their own marriages. Really, in the end, instead of reflecting on themselves, They feel it was caused by the men not loving them or deceiving them. These older single women get influenced by these older aunties, start to panic, fear childbearing, and distance themselves from men once again. By the time they wait until they are over 40, they start to feel lost, thinking, should I get married or not? After struggling for so long, they finally make up their mind to find a partner to marry, only to discover that very few men are willing to choose them anymore. Just thinking about it, it really is quite pitiable.
咱们相亲找对象呢，不是去抄家的。
We are here for matchmaking, not to raid someone's house. A 30-year-old girl came to consult me about finding a partner and asked me to analyze her criteria for a spouse. This girl is 30 years old, 1.70 meters tall, slightly chubby, works as an accountant with a monthly salary of about 4,000 to 5,000 renminbi, approximate $550 to $690 USD. She has a younger sister, and her parents run a small business. She said that when she gets married, her parents will give her a dowry, which she will keep in her own bank card. This is her basic situation. She requires the man to be over 1.75 meters tall, have a normal weight, a stable job, an annual income of 80,000 renminbi, approximate 11,000 US dollars, and neither smoke nor drink. Furthermore, she prefers him to have no mortgage. Even if there is a mortgage, she hopes his parents will pay it off so it doesn't affect the finances of their small family. She requires the man to be emotionally stable, good at communication, responsible, and willing to help take care of the children after marriage. He must also know how to cook and be willing to undertake all the housework because she has never done housework or manual labor herself. Additionally, if there is a conflict between her and her mother-in-law, she hopes her husband will stand by her side unconditionally. She requires his parents to be financially burden-free, not to live with them after marriage, to be reasonable and open-minded, and not to value sons over daughters. She said she would only have one child after marriage, and the husband's parents need to help take care of the child without interfering with her parenting and be able to provide financial support to the small family when appropriate. Moreover, she hopes for a bride price, dowry from the groom, of 188,000 renminbi, approximate 26,000 US dollars, because her own dowry is already over 100,000 renminbi, approximate over 14,000 US dollars, and she wants her name added to the title of the man's house. She asked me, are her requirements excessive? Is such a guy easy to find? Is such a family easy to find? Let me ask, where can you find such a family? Where is such a guy? First of all, her criteria for choosing a spouse are entirely self-serving behaviors. Everything is considered for her own benefit. You require the other party to contribute both money and effort, and the whole family has to listen to you. At the very least, you have to make the other party feel that marrying you has value and benefits, right? But so far, I haven't seen where your benefit lies. Furthermore, the bride price is given to you, right? But you don't bring out your dowry and instead keep it in your own card, yet you still want your name on the house. This is completely raiding the house, stripping them of wealth. This is looking for a big sucker. Everyone looking for a partner must remember one point. It is about exchanging advantages and mutual contribution. Those who only want to take and only care about themselves will find it very hard to find a partner.
我曾经对穷女婿、富女婿一视同仁。
I used to treat my poor son-in-law and rich son-in-law equally until my wife passed away. Only then did I truly see the difference between the two. I have two sons-in-law, and their family backgrounds are world apart. The elder son-in-law has a good family background. He never had to worry about food or clothing growing up. His father worked at a state-owned enterprise, his mother was a doctor, and he was the only child, lacking nothing. The younger son-in-law, on the other hand, comes from an ordinary family and couldn't even scrape together enough money for the wedding. But I always felt that as long as he treated my daughter well, he was a good son-in-law, so I always treated them both with the same attitude. Let's talk about the elder son-in-law first. From meeting the parents to the wedding, everything went smoothly. His family was well off and could meet all our requirements. He treated my daughter well and was good to us old folks too. I was very satisfied with his son-in-law. But the younger son-in-law's path was much bumpier. When the two kids wanted to get married, I put forward a minimum requirement: buy an apartment in the city where they work, even if it's just paying the down payment. But the housing prices in that city are high. The minimum down payment is around 400,000 to 500,000 renminbi, approximate $55,000 to $69,000 USD. Even if the younger son-in-law's family scraped together the money for the house, there would be no money left for other wedding expenses, so the marriage kept getting delayed. I tried to persuade my daughter and even thought about letting them break up because my daughter's age couldn't afford to wait, but she always muttered about the younger son-in-law's good points in front of me. Slowly, I also developed a fondness for him. However, the wedding couldn't be delayed forever. Later, my wife and I calculated and decided to use the dowry directly to buy them a house. We didn't keep a cent, just asking his family to prepare the wedding ceremony. After the marriage, fearing they would save money too slowly for renovations and couldn't move into the new house, my wife and I took out another 50,000 renminbi, approximate $6,900 US, to help them renovate, and only then did their life settle down. It wasn't until last year, when my wife suddenly passed away from a heart attack, that I truly saw the gap between the two sons-in-law. The elder daughter said she wanted to find me a better nursing home where I wouldn't have to worry about food and drink and would have someone to take care of me, or hire a nanny to take care of me at home. The elder son-in-law also stated that no matter which method was chosen, the two of them would bear the majority of the cost, letting the younger daughter's family pay a small portion. The younger daughter and her husband also agreed, but I just wanted to live in my children's home. As soon as I voiced this thought, the difference immediately showed. The elder son-in-law hurriedly persuaded me, "Dad, the environment in nursing homes is very good now. Let's pick a high-grade one. Living in a single room is no different from being at home. There's a TV, air conditioning, and someone to clean up. You can just enjoy your retirement with peace of mind and don't have to worry about anything. Or I can hire a nanny for you. Living at home is convenient too. We go to work every day, and the kid has to go to school. We really don't have time to take care of you, and we wouldn't be at ease with you at home alone." Hearing the elder son-in-law's words, my heart felt chillingly cold. I was quite disappointed, so I didn't want to say anything more. So I looked at the younger daughter's family and asked if they thought the same. The younger son-in-law smiled and said, "Dad, come and live with us. Our home is spacious. Even if my parents come in the future, there's room. Your daughter isn't busy with work and gets off on time, so she has time to take care of you. The kid is busy studying and isn't home all day, so you don't have to worry about anything and can rest well." The younger daughter also chimed in, asking me to come live with them. Before I could speak, the elder daughter and son-in-law started shouting, "Then you must take good care of Dad. If there's anything, tell us promptly." The younger couple nodded repeatedly. I went home with the younger daughter's family. On the way, the younger son-in-law started planning my future life, saying he would take me for a comprehensive physical checkup and mentioned there was a skilled old Chinese medicine doctor in his hometown, and he would take me to see him when he had time. My heart felt warm. Every weekend, when they were off, they would take me out for a walk to relax, taking care of me meticulously. Looking at the elder daughter and son-in-law's family again, they were completely relieved of the duty of caring for me. Every now and then, they would go out to play, showing off good food and beautiful scenery on social media, living such a carefree life. Through these events, I have come to understand that the rich son-in-law's kindness to me is mostly reflected in money, while the poor son-in-law's kindness is about gratitude and being a down-to-earth person. Regardless of whether children are rich or poor, as long as they have good character and know how to be grateful and filial, they are good children. We, as the elderly, must see clearly who is truly filial and not really break our children's hearts. Let's watch a video together.
Aren't you going to give me money? What money should I give you? You called me over here. Haven't I stayed here for so long? Do you know you've delayed my work? And now you're saying this isn't right and that isn't right. Shouldn't you give me money? I already treated you to coffee, right? What about the blind date fee? You have to give something. We've met for barely 10 minutes in total and we haven't even really connected. Why are you asking me for a blind date fee now? It's the first time I've heard of such a thing. Oh my God, isn't 10 minutes time? Haven't you heard that time is money? I have 10 minutes where I could be working. Why did I run over here to keep you company? Where is the money for the 10 minutes? You came here to go on a blind date with me, right? Was the blind date unsuccessful? Is it okay that it wasn't successful? Even if it wasn't successful, you still have to pay me the blind date fee. How much? Why aren't you paying? 800 renminbi. Approximate 110 US dollars. 800 renminbi? 800 renminbi blind date fee? 800, let me tell you, little sister. 800 renminbi isn't much, but acting like this makes you seem unreasonable. What do you mean unreasonable? Too unreasonable. I'm not unreasonable. You delayed me from making money for 10 minutes. How much money did I delay you from making? 800 renminbi. Approximate 110 US dollars. For 10 minutes, what kind of international joke are you making? Are you setting a trap for me here? I didn't fancy you, right? Let's each be well. You walk your sunny open road, but you have no taste. It's your business that you didn't fancy me. What does it have to do with me? You called me over but won't give me the blind date fee. You walk your sunny road, I'll cross my single log bridge. Do we have a problem? No problem. Moreover, I invited you for coffee, right? Did I ask you for coffee money? 800 renminbi. Approximate 110 US dollars. Deduct the cost of a cup of coffee and give me the rest. Oh, you mean this 800 renminbi, not the money for the coffee you treated me to. You deduct that and give me the rest. No one does that. Where is it done like that? Why is it done like that? 800 renminbi is already very little. You are taking shamelessness to the extreme, do you know that? You are brazenly shameless. Who is shameless here? I have never seen such a brazenly shameless person. I feel that sitting here and buying you a cup of coffee is already giving you a lot of face. I really don't look highly upon someone like you. What are my conditions and what are yours? Fine, if you look down on me, I look down on you too. But I'm not saying I can't afford 800 renminbi. But if you come at me like this, I absolutely will not give it to you. It's just that you can't afford it, otherwise why don't you pay? Are you kidding me? You came here, what joke are you seeing? Did you watch too many movies and want to play that, my sassy girl routine? Are you worthy? Some domineering CEO falls in love with me? Are you worthy, are you? And domineering, you're 30, my God. What's wrong with 30? Even at 50, I'm still a flower, so what? I'm leaving first. 50 is also a flower. Why are you leaving? You haven't paid yet. If you haven't paid, I'm not leaving. No, sister, what are you doing? What are you doing? Deduct the coffee money first and then give me the rest, otherwise I won't leave. Is my time not time? I'm going to call everyone over to see, is it a question of time? You are. Is my time or not? I don't care about you. Anyway, my time, your time. Isn't my time? My time is time, I don't know about yours. What does it matter if my time isn't time? How am I lower than you? Men and women are equal, do we have equality? What kind of joke is this and what does it have to do with me? My time, right? You called me out for a blind date, right? And you're calculating a single cup of coffee with me. The marriage agency introduced us for a blind date. They set up this meeting, right? We split up, you live your life, I live mine. Let's just consider today the last time we meet. Okay? Let's not do this. Anyway, you can't leave today. Not without the 800 renminbi. Approximate 110 US dollars. 800 renminbi won't work. Just deduct the cup of coffee, I said deduct it, and give me the remaining money. Is there such a way? I spent 10 minutes of time, 10 minutes, do you know? Do you act like this when you meet people? You say that, what if I still don't give this 800? If you don't give it, I'll keep pestering you until you do, make your family. Humph. I really salute you, are you very short of money? No, otherwise I'll give you another 800, okay? Sure, that's even better. I don't want what you give extra. Just give me this 800 to choose from, deducting the coffee money is fine. This cup, right, a cup of coffee, what coffee is this expensive? How about your cup? Didn't you pay the bill yourself just now? Don't you know how much it is? How about I pay for your cup too? Deduct your cup too and give me the rest. Okay, about 30-something RMB. Approximate 4 US dollars. Yes, deduct the 30-something for 2 cups and give me the rest. And you, such a big man, can't afford it? Stop dilly-dallying here, and after paying we go our separate ways, bridge to bridge, road to road, right? What are you murmuring about here on the street with so many people watching? Is this interesting? Is this a new scam? Does this count as a scam? What is going on? Getting scammed every day, but it's different every time. I've never seen anything like this. What kind of international joke are you making? I just won't give it to you. You can decide whatever you want anyway. You can't leave directly. It's really like what Gongzi said. You know, as long as a woman puts down her dignity, she can do anything. Men are guilty, right? Is this ancient times? Ancient foot-binding cloth? If a woman says a man is bad, the man must be bad? Men won't fight with you. What is a man haggling with a woman for? You say that, can you take a big slap from me? Looking at you, you won't take anything. You have nothing, and you still ask me to give you 800. I'll give you another 800. I'll give you 1,600 renminbi. Approximate 220 US dollars. I'll give you 1,600. What car and house? I have them. Do you have absolutely nothing? You can't even afford this 800. Do you have anything else? Didn't I tell you? I have a house, 2 cars, right, and 1 million renminbi. Approximate 138,000 US dollars. In savings. I don't know, I don't care about all your stuff. I only see now that you can't even shell out this 800 renminbi, and you still ran over here to have a blind date with me. What if I don't give it? I think, what if I don't give it? My IQ. What if I don't give it? Tell me I won't give it, so what? Tell me. Not giving, if you look this good, hurry up and use this time, don't waste it on me, right? Anyway, you can't leave today. Angry? You're angry? If you don't give it, just wait, may lightning strike you. Okay. What? Having nothing and still coming out to blind date with people, I'm just baffled, oh my god. Hey, okay, I'll give it to you, okay? Like this, so many people are watching, call everyone over. Okay, count me. Count me as serving you, okay? I submit to you. Fine, then take the money. As long as we don't again. Took the money for 2 coffees, no change. I said I'll treat you both over there. Is it 230s? Wasn't it 2 coffees? I'll consider it my treat. 800 renminbi, you are quite principled/calculating. Huh? It's okay, I can still save a bit for you. Are you truly awesome? Okay, I don't want to say another superfluous word to you. Let's go, you are truly awesome. Okay, arrived? Okay, here. Good, you are truly awesome. You really... Oh my god.
Ahem. I just want to ask this lady, were your 10 minutes inlaid with gold or plated with diamonds? If you ask me, just open a blind date experience hall, starting sales at 10 minutes, no refund supported, and pay a youth wear-in tier fee upon leaving. And speaking of this man, what did your 800 renminbi, approximate 110 US dollars, buy? It bought you the lesson that no chemistry is actually a type of work-related injury requiring compensation. It bought you the lifelong memory that some people's time is not used for meeting, but for monetizing.
我是35岁大龄剩女。
I am a 35-year-old leftover woman. Today my mom told me something that instantly broke my defenses. She said that older girls are the same as men without money. They have absolutely no value in a marital relationship. No matter how excellent a girl is, she must get married quickly while she is young. Otherwise, the final outcome is having to marry a bachelor in the countryside. Actually, hearing words like this, I felt very sad in my heart, very stung. Because I never thought that I wouldn't be able to get married, and I never thought that being 35 years old would make it so hard to marry. To speak from the heart, the one thing I regret most until now is that when I was 20, I didn't get married and have children earlier, stubbornly dragging my age out to be older and older. Actually, I want to tell all the girls, if you want to get married, you must do it early. Absolutely, do not let yourself get older and older. In the end, you will find that even if you want to get married, no one will want you. Do you understand? Ladies and gentlemen, after journeying through these myriad stories, from the heartbreak of divorce to the joy of reunion, from the regrets of being too picky to the stark realities of transactional relationships, we likely all realize a brutal yet precious truth. Life is not a romance movie, and marriage has never been a haven for dreamers who lack understanding. As we've seen, men are often more realistic than we assume, and women sometimes lose their happiness due to grounded standards or toxic advice found online. Regardless of your age, whether you are in your vibrant 20s or your reflective 40s, please remember, every choice comes with a price. Do not let arrogance or material calculations blind you to the person willing to weather the storms with you. Do not wait until your parents are frail and you are left alone in an empty room to realize the value of a partner who truly cares and shares your burdens. True happiness does not lie in gold bracelets, billion-dollar dowries, or flowery promises. It lies in tolerance when the burden of livelihood feels heavy, in playing the fool, occasionally to keep the peace, and in cherishing what you have before it's too late. Financial independence gives us confidence, but gentleness and understanding are what make people stay. I hope these stories on Chinese emotion today serve as a wake-up call, helping you cast aside illusions to find true peace. Love while you can, and live realistically so that happiness may endure. Thank you for listening.